want to do that. I also wanted to talk about Lil Yachty real quick. So, Lil Yachty, right? Lil Yachty, Lil Bo, Mr. Mans. I don't hate Abel. I just don't want to hear the live album. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to hear the live album. I'm gonna be 100%, like, to be frank. Lil Bo. Lil Bo. Lil Bo. Lil Bo. Lil Bo. Lil Bo. Mr. Mans. Mr. Mans. No, I'm just saying. I love Yachty. Not really. I like him a lot, though. I like him a lot. I don't know what this thing is with artists who've predominantly made hip-hop music coming out after they do an album that people consider somewhat experimental. Coming out after the fact saying, like, oh, I'm not a hip-hop artist anymore. I'm not a rapper anymore. I'm a full-fledged artist now. Like, that nigger music is not what I make anymore. Like, I'm doing my thing now. I want to be acknowledged and respected and, put on by the greats and the like.
Being from Detroit, what's your craziest run-in with the law?
Look.
Story time, eyes.
I'll tell you one time. I'll tell you soon. I'm just saying, gang. Like, I know that's what you mean when you say shit like this. I know that's what you mean when you say stupid shit like this, talking about some, oh my God, don't call me a rapper anymore. I get what you're trying to say, gang. And it don't roll off the tongue as well as you think. I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I want. If they pack me, they pack. I don't care. But I'm just saying, dude, like, everybody knows what you mean when you say stupid shit like this. And I think there are people on the other side of it, they're going to eat it up carelessly and endlessly, and then kind of like end result wise look down on people who still make predominant hip hop music, who still rap, as if that somehow like lessens its art form or anything like that. They chase that white commercial success. That's what I believe. So like whenever someone looks at a Kendrick Lamar as an example, like I forgot what video it was. I think it was a recent video that even Fantano had done. I'm not chilling, no. Where he talks about Grandmaster, I forgot his name. Millie Mall, I forgot what the fuck he said. And he was talking about, Kendrick isn't influential and all that other bullshit. And so his reasons didn't make any sense, but the one thing that I needed to be highlighted was how much people love and revere Kendrick Lamar across the board. Just you ask anybody as far as genre is concerned, outside of anything, and they look at Kendrick Lamar as just an artist. You know what I'm saying? Just being a rapper. Kendrick Lamar has only ever rapped. I'm not saying he hasn't infused jazz and other black genres into his music, but nowhere in my mind has Kendrick ever gotten so pompous and, up his own ass enough to say that because people outside of his genre are now acknowledging how great of a job he's doing artistically, that somehow means that I have to denounce the same genre that I came in here. You know what I'm saying? The same coattails that I needed to get to where I am. I'm not going to denounce it because a couple of people that don't share the same, you know what I'm saying, melanin blessing as myself are now calling me a great artist because I did some shit that Pink Floyd and, a bunch of other people have done already. I just think that's weirdo shit. I don't think that's because they believe that at all. Kendrick got a Pulitzer Prize for Damn. Nobody acknowledged or overemphasized, and that was a very, what do you call it, current modern hip-hop album. Like, he had a bunch of beats on there that were contemporary. He had a bunch of like references in there that were about what our current generation is and what it's going through. A bunch of just like current shit. Nowhere in that did anyone mention how, oh yeah, like he's a rapper. I don't get what this take is. I don't get why people that do this type of thing. Even people who go and they make the most experimental of hip hop music don't come back and say some stupid shit like, oh yeah, I'm no longer a rapper. People that have experimented and gone into the depths and have stretched hip hop beyond what it was supposed to be in its infancy have never said this.
I always felt that way. It's as though the media can't see rap, hip hop, etc. artists in the same sentence as superstar. It always gets counteracted by mentions of more accepted genres like.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get why we gotta keep
Yachty
doing
just
this.
needs to make good rap music like Kendrick.
He
He should have taken rap more seriously, and then maybe he would have been also taken seriously.
That's the point. You are not the person to say this. You aren't the person to say this, gang. I'm sorry. Just because you started your rap career as a goofy kid who just wanted to rap about essentially nothing, now you confused that a bunch of niggas who did listen to hip hop didn't embrace that. And now when you make something that is obviously an artistic growth for you, oh nah, I was never a rapper. He basically just saying forget everything I did before this, bro. And I just think that's weird. How many of y'all are fans of what Yachty was doing before he made this album? I'll be honest and say I'm not. I'm not really a fan of anything that Yachty was doing like that outside of the Detroit tape and a couple of the tracks that he was doing before. I don't really care like that. But this new shit that niggas is doing, that's what I'm saying. So like if he tells you, A, forget all the shit that I did before this point in an effort for acceptance from people who didn't really listen to his music like that before this album, does that make you feel a way?
It's an art form / genre that's not honored in the same light as other genres. Photography is the same in the visual art space.
He literally said, fuck my other albums in a Billboard interview. What is his exact quote? You feel what I'm saying? Maybe there's context. I don't think there is, though. Real quick. I almost said Lil Tacky. Billboard interview. Because it's just, like, what are we doing? Someone sparked the blunt. Hold on. Let's keep going. Let's keep it pushing. No, get the fuck. Let's start here as proof. Growing up in Atlanta, the artist born Miles McCall. That's his name? His name is Miles? You talking crazy and your name is Miles. Wow. I can't believe it. I don't believe it, gang. Let's start here. Something replying, shut up. They really did give him a lot of confidence. I was always kind of nervous to put out music, but now I'm on some other shit, Yachty says. It was a lot of self-assessing and being very real about not being happy with where I was musically, knowing I'm better than where I am because the shit I was making did not add up to the shit I listened to. So this is insecurity, he's saying. I'm insecure because I'm not making the music that I hear, the music that I respect, the music that I hear other people say that they respect. I'm never in that conversation. I want it more, he says. I want it to be remembered. I want to be respected. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Could he have not just become a better rapper? Could he have not introduced concepts that were quote unquote more respectable if he wanted to be respected more? Did he not still rap on this most recent album? He's acting like the sound changed the content with what he raps about. All I've ever really heard on this Yachty album when it comes to what makes it so great is the backdrop, is the production, is the aesthetic. It sounds fucking amazing. It does. It sounds great. My biggest problem still with this new album, even if I congratulate it, is Yachty himself. You can change the outside and the layers of the album itself, but if the person stays the same, I'm still gonna have the same issue. And to this day, in listening to this album, despite how great it sounds, Yachty is still the biggest issue. So why would I say fuck your previous output when you're basically the same artist on different production? I don't get this outlook. I remember I got there at night. See, I don't really care about this, even though that's good for people to know how he got in this position, how he came up. People are saying they're proud of him. I think that's great. We had a fucking grand time, 50 people, blah, blah, blah. I get that. Nice picture, by the way. Yachty couldn't wait to put it out. He turned it in a long time ago. I think it was just label shit and trying to figure out the right time to release it. That's cool, bro. That's cool, bruv. That's real cool, bruv. Fans, however, were impatient. Yeah, I guess. Were niggas waiting like that? I don't know. I was able to do my actual rollout. Nothing was a secret anymore. It was all out. I had a whole plan that I had to cancel. Okay, somebody made a mistake. Get that. Wasn't necessarily seeking a mental escape before making Let's Start Here, but confessed that acid gave him one anyway. All right, so you got high. That's cool. Maybe the music went along with it. He dug into his less obvious influences. In 2017, he listened to Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon for the first time. Even the shit that you're referencing. I'm not going to shit on him for listening to Pink Floyd in 2017. How old was Yachty in 2017? Like what? 18, 19?
He could have just tried to innovate in hip-hop instead of switching up and denouncing his former work.
Yeah.
Glad that he's making music that he enjoys now too. Kinda corny too.
True. He believes Frank Ocean's Blonde is one of the best albums of all time. That's, not a hot take. I'm sure he probably wasn't meaning for it to be a hot take though. Science Tame Impala's Currents is another project that stopped him in his tracks. I mean, I guess the stuff that he's grabbing from is just so popular and so widely accepted. I'm just having such a struggle finding out why he would be so, or why he would come across as pompous as it seems to denounce the previous works that made him who he is. I don't get it. Taking inspiration from Dark Side. Yeah, we know that. Yachty is the first artist that has gotten a Bob Ross clearance in history.
Bro heard the music nerd basics once and lost his mind.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't know where Yachty's gonna go now, and I think that's the coolest shit artistry wise. That's some Iggy Pop, David Bowie type shit where the mysteriousness of being an artist is back. What? I'm not really gonna ask the other people around you though, because everybody, like, when I hear stories about other people in reference to these people, it's always gonna be some dick riding shit. So I don't mind that. Like, he doing what he's supposed to do. He's supporting. He being supportive. He held auditions as eager as he was to release it. I haven't dropped an album like this in 3 years, so we don't know. Playing right, blah, 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 blah. Wait, as proud as he is, he says it comes second to having his now 1-year-old daughter. Oh, that's great. Yachty has a daughter now. He's a father. He's a fucking father. I think that's fire, bro. That's great. I haven't played this album to her. Her mom plays some of his old stuff. Aside from being a dad, he most cares about working with artists. Recently flew away to his biggest fans, blah, 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 blah. I want to be Quincy Jones. I wish I did it sooner. I wake up, play video games, go to the studio all night until the morning. That's all I want to do. Yachty claims he's made hundreds of songs. Okay, gang, I get it. His toes, bro. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I just want people to understand I love this. This is not a joke to me. And I can stand with my chest out because I'm proud of something that I created. With the dogs out. With the dogs out is crazy. Was made for the Peers and Heroes when he first played it. Inspired by hip hop chameleons. I would love to do a project with Tyler. He's the reason I made this.
As a rapper, he has improved so much since the whole mumble wave rap that fell off. What I got was he went pop, got good reviews, then shits on what made him. I don't mind the pop wave he is on, but it feels like maybe this whole time he used rap.
I don't think he used it, but now I think he's ashamed of it. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, would y'all be ashamed if you made hip-hop music, at 17, 18 years old, that a lot of people shat on, but got you rich and famous and all this other shit? Like, do you know how old Uzi was when he first started? And is his music style that much different than what he makes now? I don't think so. There's plenty of artists that just wouldn't be like, oh, nah, that shit that I did when I was younger, nah. Like that album that I spent so much time on and that got me to where I am. Fuck that. I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine it, bro. And I said that in the beginning with this album, bro, when it came out, or as I heard
Okay,
it being
but while
described.
we're here, can we talk about the way the industry dropped the ball with Shelly, formerly known as Dram, after Broccoli?
I mean, yeah, but to a certain degree, it's still people. Like I remember how big of a issue that Hotline Bling thing was too. Niggas didn't go to support Dram after that situation. In the same way that people who criticize like Chloe Bailey for working with Chris Brown were. They did the same thing with her. They came out to shit on her when the music that she made with Chris Brown didn't chart high. They did her single that she made with Chris Brown did not chart high at all. And niggas came through to shit on her after the single didn't chart high. But it's the highest that her music has charted with the Chris Brown feature. It's the highest that her music has charted since she's been dropping some singles. You could say it's a total flop, but the music that she was making before that wasn't supported by the same people that are coming out to shit on her for working with Chris Brown.
On some real, what are some of your end goals with everything, Shawn? Saw your Dr. Image video and you mentioned having a project you were working on before.
Dr. Image? What do you mean by that? But anyway, I don't know what's so bad about this. I don't. You should always be proud of yourself. He should be proud of himself. He really should be. I don't get it, man. I hope that's not the direction.
Dr. Umar video. Spell check.
Nah, I don't even remember what you were talking about. It's over. We're done with that.